Welcome back to Canadian Goose Studios. Today I'm gonna be talking about my top 20 favorite movies of all time, just because today's my channel anniversary, or yesterday, whenever this video gets posted. But the January 27th is my channel anniversary. I started back in 2018, 2 years ago. And it's been a hell of a freaking ride. Don't let anyone tell you that you're gonna get subscribers fast. Unless you get like, what is it? A mention from like Will Smith's YouTube channel or PewDiePie, something like that. But it took me a while to get 1,000. 2 years. Well, definitely get a YouTube channel. They're really fun to have. It's like a hobby. But let's get right into my top 20 favorite movies of all time. So, let's do this. I just moved this chair up a little bit and pushed down my video camera. But starting us off with number 20 is Captain America Civil War. Now, this will be the only MCU movie in my top 20 list. I do love the MCU very much and love their movies. They get me really excited and pumped up for the year because they're like the most anticipated movies. Like you saw my other one, top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. Black Widow was like second. I know, Eternals was on there. Well, just because Eternals isn't that exciting. Like, I know it's going to be new and I'm probably going to like it, but there's much more movies out there I think I'm going to be much more excited for, like No Time to Die, Bad Boys. Already saw that one. It could be better than Eternals. It probably will, but we'll have to find out when we go see Eternals. Captain America Civil War, I just think is incredible. I think this is the best MCU movie because it's where these two huge characters you've learned over so many years have to fight each other in an airport or air sending off place. I don't know. But they had to fight in Germany, I know that. And it's just this epic brawl over who's going to win. Two teams, Captain America's team, which had Ant-Man, everyone, like, I think Captain America is the right team to choose just because, you know, he's the rebel in this, and Iron Man just wants to be with, like, General Ross's side. Don't do that, it's not good. But on Iron Man's team, he had Spiderman and Black Panther, the new characters, and you just want to say, oh, I want to go on that team. That team's better because they have those two awesome characters. I used to think that too, but think about it. Captain America's a better team. Captain America didn't have many visual effects comparing it to other Marvel movies. Like, I can tell the Russo brothers what they were trying to do with, like, Winter Soldier and Civil War. They were trying to go low on the visual effects because when you look at Endgame and Infinity War, the visual effects for those movies are wicked, absolutely incredible. But when you go to Civil War, it's like there's a couple explosions, but most of those explosions are real. They just got a stunt double to like fly through the window or something. It's not many visual effects. Like, I know Iron Man's suit is visual effects, but, you know, that looks pretty good. That's, like, one of the only visual effects I have. Like, Ant-Man, I guess he's visual effects. But most of it is, like, fighting and all, like, stunt double stuff. Really cool movie. I really admire it for that reason. Has some great action. That's what I love about this movie. It's, like, this great Marvel movie that has so much action involved in it, like, when Captain America and Crossbones are fighting, like, that's some cool, fast action, like, whoo, 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 whoo. I know I say it every time I review Captain America Civil War, but yeah, that is, like, the best battle I've ever seen in a while. Like, I know Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, versus Thanos. That's a really big battle we've been waiting for a while, but this other small battle that not many people would realize how good it is, because it's not visual effects, it's practically real. Some cool fast action. I know someone who likes like action movies. Like when he hears that people like Marvel, like when he asks them what's your favorite action movie and they say Marvel, he doesn't like that. Like, I know Marvel isn't really action movies, and like some of them are, like Civil War, Winter Soldier. Like, I told him those are more like the action ones out of all Marvel movies. But Marvel movies have good plots, sort of. Like, comparing the quality to like Marriage Story or The Irishman, which one has a better story. But for Endgame, it's a huge movie. It's the biggest movie. But Civil War it's not just the movie. I have very nice memories of this movie, going to see it with a friend. 2016, was it? Yeah. I wasn't very old back then. Like, I was young seeing this movie. I had no clue, because the only other movies I've seen was Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man. Like, I knew Ant-Man connected, but I hadn't seen any other Marvel movie. Oh, God, why did I see Civil War? I should have watched the other ones, like Age of Ultron and that stuff. But, it's fine, right? I've seen every single Marvel movie now. They're all stuck in my head, moving around. Okay, enough chit-chat about Civil War. Moving on to number 19, Knives Out. Now, I just watched this movie recently, This movie is a great murder mystery movie. Has some great humor in it. Great plot. Rian Johnson, great director. He does Looper, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and I know a lot of people don't like Star Wars The Last Jedi, but guess what? I don't mind it, and I think it's the best out of the sequel trilogy. So, I think in my video of Star Wars I put Force Awakens, but now, thinking about it, I think Last Jedi is the best out of the sequel trilogy. I'm not saying it's, like, good of any sort, but it's decent. It's fine. But great cast for Knives Out. Like, absolute great cast. We got Chris Evans. We got Daniel Craig. We got Don Johnson. We got more people. There's so many people. I'm sorry I don't forget their name. I always forget names, but sometimes I don't. But, I know Daniel Craig in other movies like James Bond. I know Chris Evans as Captain America. I know other people, but I don't know many of the other characters in this. But Knives Out is a very fun murder mystery. Sadly, I didn't see this movie in theaters. I had to watch Jumanji. Moving on, Knives Out is a really fun film. It just, at the end, you get like, oh wow, this movie's great. Like, because when I was watching it for the first time, I'm like, this isn't great. But then watching it again, it just, okay, Taneas, once you are fixing this up, cut that part out. Okay? Do not forget. Okay. Knives Out, but watching it at the start, I was kind of like, I thought it would be faster paced, and I didn't like it as much as I thought it would be, but when it got to when Chris Evans' Ransom came on screen, I'm like, holy shit, this movie is awesome. This movie just got so much better when he appeared, it got so interesting, like, your eyes just can't get taken off the screen, because I wanted to watch this movie so badly, and I finally did, but my eyes kind of get took off the screen, and there was so much happening, like, at the end with Daniel Craig telling what happened, like, I'm like, I did not see that coming. I was very confused because the movie hides a lot and I got no spoilers at all. But I'm gonna give you some spoilers. So this is what happened. So it's like... And that's what happens in this movie. It's a really fun movie to watch. But moving on to number 18. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I've also seen this film recently. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is about Leonardo DiCaprio wanting to do more than just be a cowboy actor. He wants to be more than that. And then we got Brad Pitt, the supporting actor in this movie, who plays Leonardo DiCaprio's stuntman. Then we got Margaret Robbie in the movie, and I have no clue how she's like supporting in this movie. Only at the end when she's like, Leonardo DiCaprio, come into my house. That's the only way it connected. It was so odd. But I do love this movie because it's showing what it's like in the 1969, in 1969, like what they're filming movies. It's a really fun movie. It's a bit gruesome though. That's one thing you wouldn't think this movie is, but yeah, it is. You can probably see it in the trailer when Brad Pitt punches a guy in the face and it's like blood. Most of it connects at the end, but there is, with the part with Margaret Robbie doesn't connect. But as you can see, I'm a big fan of this movie because I got a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood poster over there. I'll be getting more posters, don't worry. I just need to go to the store. I didn't realize what I needed. I also have a Spiderman one here, as you can see. Really cool posters. Really like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But it brings you back to 1969. It makes it feel like 1969. It's a really fun movie. I definitely recommend this movie if you're like into the making movie stuff. It's a fun movie. Definitely watch this one. Moving on to number 17, Furious 7. Now I know most of you are wondering, oh, what? You like Fast and Furious 7 more than Avengers Endgame. Indeed I do. But why? Well, just because Fast and Furious is all about family, man. One last run. Okay, well, you see, Fast and Furious 7 was mostly the end of the Fast and Furious franchise. Well, it was meant to be. 2 years later, they do Fate of the Furious, which I didn't like as much, but I do love Furious 7. It's a really fun movie. It's very action-y. Like, this movie doesn't have the best plot at all, you know, but it does include so much action. You know, it revolves around family. The villain Shaw, great villain, one of my favorite villains of all time. And I like that he can turn into a hero and stuff. Like, he can go from villain to hero. But you see, the thing with Fast and Furious, I know from all of this stuff, like Paul Walker running on that truck to jump onto the car. Like, I hope this makes absolute no sense and it's all weird. But Marvel is kind of like superheroes. And as much as I like that, it's unrealistic comparing it to Fast and Furious. You see, Fast and Furious, they go in cars, but then again, they do jump out of planes in cars. Many things that Fast and Furious and Marvel have not in common, but there are many things that they do have in common. You know, like Vin Diesel's in both MCU. But I'm a bit sad that The Rock wasn't in this movie more, but then he appeared again, and we were like, yes, finally, The Rock comes back. Great movie. I really love this movie so much. I cannot wait for Fast and Furious 9 to come out. I know the trailer is coming this Friday, so stay tuned to hear my trailer reaction on that. I'll post it right away, right when I get home after school. Fast and Furious 7 is a great movie. I definitely recommend it. But before you watch this one, definitely watch the other ones. For some reason, I think the first Fast and Furious movie I watched was Fate of the Furious, then Hobbs and Shaw, then Fast 5, then Furious 7. You know, I didn't watch them very well. It didn't go well for what I did. But, yeah. So that was Furious 7. Now, moving on to number 16, Stand By Me. Now, I know some of you might know this movie. I know my friend really likes this movie a lot. But I really like Stand By Me also. It's such a great movie. So, the plot of the movie is a group of 4 friends hear about a dead body, and they go on the train tracks to go find it. That's mostly the plot of the movie. It came out in 1980 something, but, you know, it doesn't sound as good as I make it sound. It is a great movie. I do love this movie. I don't know if it's PG or R, but it definitely should be R. It's a sad movie, actually. Very sad scene, like, at the end when he's talking about what happens to all of them and where they go. It's a pretty sad story. And Joaquin Phoenix, Joker, if you know that movie. Of course you do. Well, Joaquin Phoenix's brother stars in this movie. It's not the main character, but he's one of the main boys in it. It's... I don't know what you call this movie. It's a fun movie to watch if you're older than, like, I'd say 11. I don't know, but... yeah, probably watch it if you're older than 11. It's just a fun movie to watch. I do really love this movie. You know, it's hard to explain, like, it's a bit, like, slow, but then, you know, it's kind of a slow movie in general, which, you know, it's not that long. It's like 1 hour, 20 minutes, but you would want a longer movie, but it would be faster, but... you know, there's some movies out there that are slow but then fast. Star Wars is not one of them. Star Wars is a... shit. But, Stand By Me is a good movie. Definitely watch it. Moving on to number 15. Nacho Libre. You see, Nacho Libre, I don't know if you guys know of this movie, came out 2006. This movie stars Jack Black. I'm sure you know him. You know what? I just thought, has he posted anything on Jablimski Games in a while? I have to check that up, but yeah, it stars Jack Black, and it's about him wanting to be a wrestler, and all he does in his life is serve food to orphans because he was an orphan. I don't know. And he wants to be a wrestler and he becomes a wrestler. Now, this movie is a really stupid movie. But I do love stupid movies in general. Like what I said, Fury 7, that's a stupid movie. Like, some of these movies coming up are really stupid, but I really like them. I do love stupid movies. This movie is just such a stupid movie, and it's so funny. Some great music. I know a lot of people that know this movie, or if they don't know it, I show them this movie. It's an odd movie. The director of it is Jared Hess. He directs Napoleon Dynamite, Gentlemen Broncos, I believe. This guy directs a lot of great movies, and definitely recommend going to see Nacho Libre. So look it up right now. See if you can find Nacho Libre. Don't look at the Rotten Tomatoes. I know it's at like 20 or something. don't look at them. Look at my rating. I love this movie. So that was Nacho Libre. Moving on to number 14, Gifted. Now, I've talked about this movie in, what was it? The best movies of the decade. I didn't know why I put parental guidance there. It doesn't deserve to be there. But for some reason it was. But Gifted. Now, Gifted is a movie about a girl who is very, very smart. But Chris Evans, the uncle, who, because the mom kills herself of the girl, I forgot why, but then she gave her to Chris Evans, and Chris Evans took care of her and then brought her to school, but the teachers realized that she was smarter. Chris Evans just wanted her to go to a normal school. But the grandma thinks that the little girl should go to a mathletic school. And, you know, it's a hard movie to watch. Definitely a good movie, definitely one I recommend, but very, very sad. But Chris Evans, yeah, he's a great actor, I gotta say. I've seen him in like 2 other movies. Knives Out and this one. And just Captain America for the rest. It's sad. He's such a good actor. You know, I can't wait to see what he does in the future. Like 2020, I bet you he's gonna have a movie coming out pretty soon. Don't know what it's gonna be, but you know, we're all gonna really like it. Let's hope he gets nominated for Best Actor one day. We'll see. I didn't know why Robert Downey Jr. hasn't been nominated for Best Actor for Endgame. But then again, you know, Robert De Niro is probably better than Robert Downey Jr. Like, I can bet you Robert Downey Jr. can be better than Robert De Niro. But for Irishman, yeah. Gifted is a movie that came out 2017. I just saw it one day and I'm like, I want to watch it. And I watched it and I really liked it. You know, there's a little bit of humor in it. It's like Octavia Spencer is in it, if you know who she is. Chris Evans' old girlfriend or wife, I don't know. But they're broke up now, I think. A great movie, definitely recommend it. But moving on to number 13. 1917. Now, 1917. This movie, it came out December 25th, and I watched it. I really did like 1917 a lot. It's such a good movie. It's about these 2 soldiers who have to go over enemy lines to deliver a message to another, what do I call it? A team, I guess. Deliver a message to another team, so they're walking into a trap. And they, I don't know the main guy's name, but I know Blake doesn't make it, get stabbed. But, I feel like calling him Scumbucket, but that's definitely not his name. Schofield? It might be that might be his name. But, he gets a message across to Benedict Cumberbatch, and they send the first wave, but then they stop, and, he's like, I thought today would be a good day. Oh, that's wrong. But I know now, last man standing. Sorry, I can't do Benedict Cumberbatch. Last man standing. No, I can't. I'm sorry. And Scumbucket, whatever his name is, goes to find Blake's brother to tell him that he's dead. A spoiler, sorry. Yeah, lots of spoilers in this. And then just sits by a tree. And that's how it ends. Pretty good ending, I gotta say. Some movies, like Irishman, ended actually sad. I've never seen a movie end like that, but you know, there's movies like that. There's some great movies out there. I definitely recommend 1917. I think it's still in theaters, so You should try to go see it. I really liked it. I'm just saying, I actually love this movie. Went to see it with my friends. Yeah, 1917. Moving on to number 12. Labyrinth. Now, I hope you know about this movie. As you can see, it's called Labyrinth, so there must be a labyrinth involved in this movie, right? A labyrinth is a maze, if you're wondering what that is. It's about David Bowie, the Goblin King. This girl wishes that she didn't have a baby brother, and the goblins take him, but then she realizes she needs the baby brother, and she has to get the baby brother back in under like 12 or 24 hours, and gets help from a guy that looks like the dude of Mandalorian. Labyrinth is a really fun movie, really adventure movie, you know. Came out like 1986, so if you new kids are watching these videos, I don't know. This may be an old movie to you. It's an old movie to me, but I like this movie. Like, I didn't have very good movies when I was born. Like, you know, I had like some in the year, but I'll do one a video on my favorite movies from every year I've been alive. But what's it called? Whoa, Labyrinth, right? Labyrinth. Like, yeah, it came out in 1986, so that wouldn't be on there. But really fun movie, really adventure, like what I said. So, there's like boulders. There's weird foxes. Oh my god, it's such a weird movie, but a great movie. I definitely recommend this one. It's called Labyrinth. Be sure to watch that one. Moving on to number 11, we have The Goonies. Yeah. The Goonies. The Goonies is an adventure film. It's where a group of kids goes to find a treasure. I forgot if they get a treasure map or not, but they go to find treasure, and at the end they do. They find so much cash, but then they had to leave it. I think they get like a couple gems and they give it to the dad, so Sean Astin doesn't have to move. Sean Astin, great actor. This movie came out like 80s again. I don't know when it came out. It might have been like 1987 or something. I don't know, but this movie is a really, really great movie. I do love this one so much. It's kind of like a satisfying movie to watch, you know, like the way that it's all cloudy on a beach, like it's a nice place. I've actually been to where they filmed the Goonies. It's like Cannon Beach or something. I don't know, somewhere like that. It's nice there, you know, and then I can watch the movies when I go. The Goonies, not the movies. I don't know if there's any more Goonies movies. That's weird. Goonies movies. But, yeah, it's really nice, so you should definitely go. The Goonies is a really nice film. You know, like, chubby fat kid gets the most important role, like calling the police or something. Doesn't make it home or something. I don't know. The robber, I don't know, terrorist, whatever they are, mafia. They grab him and take him in. Oh my god. Yeah, this movie's a great movie. I'm just gonna move on from that topic. Moving on to number 10, we have Instant Family. Now, this movie came out 2018. It's a really nice film, actually. Lots of great actors. I think we have Dora, I don't know her name, but we have Mark Wahlberg. We have Octavia Spencer. We have so many people in this movie. It's a really, really great movie. I really enjoy it. It's a rewatchable movie I can watch over and over. But it's also an odd movie. Like, it's sad and all, but it's also a bit odd. Like, the jokes in it are sometimes off key and doesn't really agree all the way. And, you know, like, it's mostly like every other family movie. I know. I really do love this movie, but it's kind of like a lot of family movies. I still think it's really good and really enjoyable to watch, so I definitely recommend this movie. It's just so good. But the plot of the movie is about these orphans, and they are an orphanage, and then Mark Wahlberg and his wife in it want to have kids, and they go to the orphanage to get kids, and it's a lot harder work than they actually think it is, and they eventually accept, like, the kids accept the Mark Wahlberg and his wife in it. But then Dora wants to go meet with their original mom, and then things just get out of hand every time they come back. Eventually they do get the kids, like Mark Wahlberg does, and it's a happy movie at the end, right? But they could have put a twist on it where it ended sad, but still, I do love the ending, and I definitely recommend this movie. Moving on to number 9, we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is just my favorite animated movie and my favorite superhero movie. It is so good. I do really enjoy this movie. Like, the way they made it all comic booky, all that, it is just incredible, and I think that is amazing how they did that. I have no clue. I know they made it in Vancouver. There's just so much good about this movie. Oh my god. The actors, Shomok Moore, Jake Johnson, Nicolas Cage, Haley Stenfield, John Mulaney. So many great actors in this movie. I do really enjoy this film. I'm so sad it didn't make like over $1 billion. I know it only made like 300 million. I think I went to see it opening night. Came back, like when I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, it doesn't look very good. I wanted to see Ralph break the internet more. When I saw this movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was awesome. I do love this movie so much. I'm so happy it won Best Animated Feature, because if The Incredibles 2 won, I just would have cried in a corner, because that would make no sense, because that movie sucked. This movie was just awesome. So many ways. But, I didn't really like, what's her name? The anime Spider-Man. I just didn't like her. Why? Everything else was so good. I don't know why. Like, she had her giant mech robot. I didn't get that. She wasn't really even Spider-Man. She didn't wear any Spider-Man stuff. She had like her bubble gum and then the giant mech. But this movie definitely reminds me of Big Hero 6 in so many ways. Like, there's 6 of them, I think. We have Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, yeah, and Penny Parker. That's her name. Boom, I remembered it. That's like the only downer of this movie. Other than that, it was wicked. I do really enjoy this film, and I definitely think you should watch it. Moving on to number 8, we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now, this movie came out in 1989, and I do really love this movie. It's a time travel movie, and I do agree with Endgame that their time travel theory more than this one, because all time travel theories are the same, except for Endgame. Endgame did something different. But I do really, really like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And I'm sure you would. Like Alex Winter, Keanu Reeves, of course. Who wouldn't like this movie? Like, Keanu Reeves is in it. Come on. It's so good. I'm so excited for Bill and Ted Face the Music. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was fine. It wasn't awesome or good even. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was excellent. Most tubular. Just such a great movie, and I really do love this. Here's the plot. It's about two guys, Bill and Ted, and if they don't get an A+ on their exam, they get expelled from school, and Ted will have to go to the army camp or whatever. Yeah. So time travel dude comes, grabs them, and then takes them on time travel journey, and they go alone and get these these people from the past and show them to their presentation, get an A+, and that's why they make Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Boom! That fast. It was like 5 seconds. Boom. So that was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Great movie. Definitely watch it. Moving on to number 7, White Chicks. Now, White Chicks is a movie where two black cops go undercover as two white girls. It sounds really weird when I say it like that, but yeah, that's practically the movie. It's definitely a comedy, but the two guys, they dress up. Yeah, you heard what I said, but they're friends because the two black men are dressing up as the white girl because actual girls can't go to the the party because their nose got like crushed or something. I don't know. And then the two guys had to hang out with these girls, but they don't realize that they're boys. Or yeah, it's just so funny. You know, I think I cried from laughter. This movie is so funny. Came out 2004. It's so good. It was my favorite movie from 2004 because I'm going to be saying another one that I'll talk about, right? But this movie was just so odd. It's a very odd movie, but I do love this movie. It's so great. Moving on to number 6, Zoolander. Now, Zoolander is a really wacky, stupid movie. It's just a model movie. It's so weird. I have no clue why it's on number 6 here, but it's just so funny with all the scenes. There's so many people in it, like David Bowie, Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson. Will Ferrell, boom. I'm sorry if I forget anyone, but so many people in this movie. It's just such a funny movie. I really love this one also. Here's the small plot, I guess. It's about Ben Stiller, Derek Zoolander, wants to be a model. No, he is a model, but he wants to win Best Model, and he doesn't. Owen Wilson does. And then they do these walk off, yeah. But Will Ferrell wants Ben Stiller to kill someone, and Ben Stiller almost does, but then they team up. Like Will Ferrell mind controls Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller teams up with Owen Wilson. You know, it's a crazy, weird movie. I definitely recommend this one. Moving on to number 5, The Benchwarmers. The Benchwarmers is a weird movie. Well, it's not like weird actually, now that I think that. It's just about these guys that didn't get to play baseball back when they were younger, but now they do, right? It's has some great cast. It's like Rob Schneider or whatever, John Heder, David Spade, probably more people I miss, but yeah, those are the main 3 guys, and they just want to play baseball, but then they learn that the main guy, Rob Schneider, was the bully, and they didn't want to play with him anymore because he was a bully in the past and didn't let kids play baseball. And then, you know, it all turns out good in the end. Rob Schneider gets to play baseball with them because he redeems himself of what happened in the past. It's a really great movie. I'll be doing movie reviews on all these movies because how else am I supposed to do them? I didn't start this channel in 2006. I don't really like sport movies, but this was a great sports movie so much. I love this movie. Incredible. Moving on to number 4. Napoleon Dynamite. Now, this is who I was talking about, 2004. Oh, number 4, huh. John Heater plays Napoleon Dynamite, and this is just the stupidest movie ever. Well, not the stupidest movie ever, actually. One of them, probably like the third and the second. It's just about a guy going through high school. That's mostly the whole movie. That's all what it is. It's there's not much to talk about. That's practically Napoleon Dynamite for you. Moving on to number 3. Jojo Rabbit. This one is a very recent film, and I just love this film so much. It's about this Nazi boy, Jojo, and he finds out his mother's hiding a Jewish girl in the attic. And he has to live with a Jewish girl in the attic. And the war eventually happens, and the Jewish girl can be let free, but he says we won the war, so Germany won the war. And he eventually lets her out, like, in an hour or so, and kicks Hitler and says, "Fuck off, Hitler." Kicks him through a wall. It's a really great movie. I've shown, like, out of 10 for my excitement for this movie, I was about a 9 out of 10. Like, I was so excited for this movie. In summer, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, I'm gonna see that. He's excited. So excited, but the movie didn't come out here, like, right away. Like, I was expecting it to come out October 18th is what it said. Then I waited October 25th. Then I waited for October 31st. No, November 1st. And then I waited for November 8th, and I finally saw it in theaters. I was so happy. It was such a good movie. I love this movie so much. It's a great movie. Definitely watch it. Moving on to number 2, we have Black Klansmen. Black Klansmen is a movie where Ron Stallworth, the first black cop in Colorado, it might be, somewhere like California or Colorado, and Adam Driver's in this one, but he calls the leader of the KKK, Ku Klux Klan, if you know what that is, to well, he says that he's racist in this movie. Of course he's not racist. And then Adam Driver helps him out, because if he went to meet the Ku Klux Klan, they would kill him or something. I don't know, something bad like that. So Adam Driver goes as Ron Stallworth in it. Like, he's not actually, like, it's such an interesting movie, and it's number 2. It's amazing. This movie is incredible. Spike Lee is an amazing director. Love his work. Great director. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next. This movie has some great music. That's one thing, that the reason why this movie is in front of Jojo Rabbit, like, there's a bit of humor in this one, but I know Jojo Rabbit is, like, supposed to be a comedy drama, but this one has a little bit of humor. But the music, the original score in this movie is absolutely wicked. I absolutely love it. It is insane. I think it might have won Best Original Score, but if it didn't, I don't know what beat it. This movie was absolutely wicked with that. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Moving on to number 1, What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows is just the stupidest movie I have ever seen. It's about 4 vampire roommates who are stuck with each other. well, who live together, I guess. And oh my god, it's so bad. Like, they have these, they go to downtown, and I think it's all real what they're doing. It's not like they back off some areas. I think they just got a camera. It's like, hey, let's film. So this film is done by the same director of Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok, Hunt for the Water People, Boy, Eagle vs. Shark, and upcoming Thor Love and Thunder and Next Hole Wins. Taika Waititi, who is a genius. Taika Waititi is like the best director in the world. I love his movies so much, and this What We Do in the Shadows is so dumb. Like, when I saw the trailer, I thought it was gonna be scary. It's not scary at all. It's so funny. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It probably is the funniest, actually, now that I think of it. Since it's my #1 favorite movie of all time, I wouldn't give it 100 out of 100, right? I'd give it like 99.5. Really close, but I haven't seen a perfect movie yet. But What We Do in the Shadows is pretty close to a perfect movie. So pretty soon, Taika Waititi is going to make one that will blow my mind away. I just think whatever he makes, I like. Like I'm sorry, I didn't bring up Mandalorian Episode 8. He directed that. If you didn't love Mandalorian any more than you could, he directed an episode. He's also IG-11 in it. Like, come on. I listened to his voice and I'm like, that's him. That is him. I also, after Jojo Rabbit, I did watch The Mandalorian Episode 1, so it's, What We Do in the Shadows is a great film. I definitely recommend this film. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like. That has been my top 20 favorite movies of all time.